Good afternoon. Today I thought I'd do a bit of a video using a pendulum. I actually wear this around my neck. I can just put it straight over my head and I carry it around with me everywhere, and when I need to use it I can just slip it straight over. It makes it a lot easier, and I use it as my pendulum as well. Just got my hair in my face now. And this one I actually got from Laura Zara, who I met through Facebook, and it's a selenite unicorn horn pendant. I don't know if you can see that. I absolutely love it. Catches the light really well too. And I started using this because obviously with crystals, selenite you don't have to cleanse. You can just leave it and it cleanses other things for you as well. I've got it all over my cards and everywhere. It's all around this room. Oh, I've got somebody with me. Who's with me? Jophiel. I have a spirit guide called Joy, and Jophiel comes through for me quite often, usually when I'm reading cards. Jophiel's quite amusing, aren't you? The anti-clockwise circle is a yes for me. It's different for everybody. Using a pendulum was something that I never even thought of till last year. And I had a reading done by Francine, also somebody who I've connected with on Facebook, but she's actually been into our working men's club and told stories of all the spirits that are in there, which is kind of cool. So I connected with her on Facebook and she did me a reading around about this time last year, I think. See, Jophiel's still saying yes. And she suggested that I use a pendulum, and I was like, what's a pendulum? I don't know what you mean. She said that I've got natural psychic ability, because I already dabbled in cards and potted about, and I've got books everywhere on all sorts. I've been collecting them since my early 20s when I worked on cruise ships. So, alright, you don't need to keep saying yes. We know you're there. Keep still. So, when I asked her, because it was all done through email because of the lockdowns, and sorry, I'm getting distracted. And she said, she sent me a picture of one, and I actually have, oh, I can't get them out at the moment, but I actually had some like little pendants that were like little pencil pendants. You'll have seen them. And there were crystals, because I've always been sort of like into crystals and things. And I mean, I got this one specifically for doing my pendulum work with, because I'd been looking for something, but I didn't want one of the traditional pendulums because they're just on a single chain. I wanted something I could wear around my neck as well and take it with me easier, because I didn't want to put it in my pocket. And I really, really like this one. But I started off using that one first, and I had a rose quartz one, and what was the other one? Opalite. And Jophiel's joining in. And I started out looking out, as with everything, googled it. So I googled it and I saw some articles on sort of like how to work out what your yes and no is, because it's different for everyone. It depends on your own energies. And with your pendulum, you're connecting to your higher self. I'm not now, but that's how I started connecting to my higher self. And when I was connecting to my higher self, I was ascertaining what my yes and my no was, and it kept doing all sorts of different movements. I'd got clockwise for yes. Show the no, Jophiel. Forward and back is no. Not yet. Not yet is clockwise. Maybe. Maybe is side to side. So, or sometimes. Diagonal angle. You're not moving very far. So with my pendulum, I worked out these by myself, asking questions, and I was just talking to my higher self. One day I was sat with my elbow rested pretty much like this, and I'd been talking to my higher self, and I was watching something on telly, and I'd been talking to what I thought was my higher self, and then all of a sudden he started doing weird movements, and I was like, "Are you dancing?" This wasn't Jophiel though, this was my spirit guide Joy, and it was dancing to the music, and I just found it so amusing. And after that it was like whoosh, it just all took off, and I moved that then because I was like whooshing. But yeah, so this is how I discovered that we are not alone. It really, really helped me actually, because living alone with just a dog, it was quite difficult going through the lockdown, so I had somebody to talk to. Make myself sound like a right lunatic now, but it works. And people talk to the higher selves usually through sort of like the pendulum, to get answers for things that they can't make their mind up. If they've got like conflict in head and heart or something like that, it's good to ask the pendulum, because you reach your higher self, like your subconscious, so you're not actually kind of, maybe say maybe, but I don't really talk to my higher self anymore. I just talk to my spirit guides because they're more fun. Who wants to talk to themselves anyway? I mean, come on. Yeah, no. So yeah, so with my pendulum, this is how I started, and I actually use my pendulum when I'm doing card readings as well now, and I ask which cards I should use if I'm going to shuffle. I'll say, should I use the good tarot? It gives me a no. Yesterday gave me a yes. Not yet. No, we're not doing cards yet. Not yet. We're on pendulums. But, sorry, distracted again. I really love talking to my spirit guides and guardian angel. It's really... What do you mean no? You know I like talking to you. Behave. So yes. So using a pendulum, anybody can do it, and you can pretty much use anything. It doesn't have to be a crystal. You could use a piece of wood on a piece of string. You could use a needle and thread. Do you remember Old Wives' Tale, where you get a needle and thread and you hold it over the belly, and depending on how it moves determines the sex of the baby? Do you remember that? I remember doing that with Georgia, my first one. My nan did it. She swore blind it were going to be a boy, but I knew she were going to be a girl. And that was another intuitive moment actually, because I was just, you know, when you're in that half sleep, not quite asleep, not quite awake, and there I was, and I'd got my eyes closed, and all of a sudden all I could see was pink, just pink, and I knew she were going to be a girl. And I knew Reese were going to be a boy as well, because I just couldn't think of any girls' names at all. It just wasn't there. Just not there at all. Now you see, Jophiel's agreeing with me. So yeah, pendulum. Anybody who is interested in sort of like dabbling a little bit in their own intuition and improving it, I can definitely recommend a pendulum. It works really well for me. When I'd worked out some of my movements so that I could remember them, what I actually did was I drew myself a little circle with the movements on it and then wrote them down across it. It was only a rough draft. I think it's in this book. I did it a long time ago. It's quite... I did it near the back of the book, didn't I? There it is. So like a little scruffy drawing. You can't really see it very well, but that was what I started with. And I wrote them all down because first of all we're trying to draw little symbols for it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to draw the circle. And when I worked out about Joy, we were going through the alphabet. What does your name begin with? And I went A, B, C, D, and all the way through to J, and then the O, and then the Y. I said, Joy, and it's like, yes. So that's my spirit guide, Joy. Well, since I did that, I came up with, oh, knocking things over. I came up with this, and I did it on the computer. Can't see it because of that's better. And with that, it's what I call my pendulum map. I've actually put letters around it, I've put numbers around it like a clock, because I was hoping to get, you know, to ask questions about time, and then I had the seconds round it to 60, but my numbers don't really work, so I don't really do anything with them, because their concept of time isn't the same as ours, so it wasn't really helping. But the letters have been useful. Since I've got the letters going round, I've actually been able to ask questions, because I've had more than just spirit guides coming through. I've had spirits coming through as well. I even spoke to my dad through it, which was actually really good, because I got my closure and made my peace with him after 5 years. So for me, the pendulum has been absolutely brilliant. Anyone who's unsure about sort of the spiritual side of it and the dangers and all that, it mostly depends on the type of person you are and what you've got deep inside. Jophiel's saying yes. Personally, we've all got a dark side, I know, but personally, for me, I do keep myself protected. I've got a big black onyx. I love my crystals, and that helps protect. I've also got some angelite, which is good for connecting with your spirit guides. Jophiel's saying yes. And I've also got some black obsidian, but that's in my pocket in my jacket over there. And then I've got all the selenite as well. Selenite is also very cleansing, and it keeps an area cleansed, keeps the badness out. So definitely I could recommend crystals for helping you with that. Jophiel's agreeing with me. That's really cool. I don't like to give people bum information. So yeah, I'm actually feeling better in myself at the moment as well, and able to do this. These videos are a really big deal for me, because I've had such low confidence for a while. This is my way of putting myself back out there and being more me, being the real me, the one that I've suppressed for many years, just because I was worried what people would think of me. Now, I don't care. Don't care what people think. They're either with me or against me. I don't care. No. Okay. So, yeah, this is me and my pendulum. And Jophiel, my guardian archangel. I have an archangel. Not yet. Thanks. He's so funny. I was talking through cards too, and when we were talking through the cards, I'd got me good tarot, and the good tarot, they're a little bit like affirmations, and it gives you like little keywords and key sentences for what each card means. And when I was shuffling the cards, I was asking, how do you help many people all at once? You can't just be with me just all the time, can you? And I wasn't talking with my pendulum. I was asking the questions and shuffling the cards, and the sun came out, and it was like, oh yeah, because the sun shines on everybody all at once, doesn't it? And there was something else. What was it? Oh, the King of Fire came out, and the expression on the King of Fire's face was like, really? Kind of, you know, like, are you for real? The expression just, it made me chuckle. I really did laugh. And then I said, what do you really think of me? Full card came out, obviously. Yeah, full card came out. But it didn't just come out, he threw it right across the room, upside down, and I had to get up off my ass, off the sofa, and go and fetch it from other side of the room. It nearly landed on the dog. So I had quite a good evening that evening, but yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching. I will edit this and cut out some of the dodgy bits, no doubt, and put it together. What do you mean, no? You want me to put it all on? Okay. Jophiel says I have to put it all on. Sorry people, I'll just leave it as it is, unedited. Just, yeah. So from me, it's a goodbye, Jophiel. Goodbye from you too. Yes. Thank you for watching.